Alright guys, so we were just headed out to do some exploration, complete our exploration program. But looks like that's a no-go because we have some awesome forestry workers here. Thank you for restricting our access. Pretty cool of you to do that. So we're gonna head somewhere else, and we'll see what else we can do today. So when we think of a place to go, we'll see you there. Alright, so we found a new spot to go, somewhere which we need to do a little bit more work on. And what we're doing is we're just looking in this little area here for any float samples which might be worthwhile for an assay. And then the other thing we're going to do is head up into the bushes here. There's a small exposure of Gossan, which has decent values with gold, silver, and some copper. And what we want to do is we want to see if any of the gold is free mill. So we're going to take a sample and we're going to pan it out. And then we're also going to do a analysis of this showing. Okay, so we got a few samples here. Let's go take a look at them. So you can tell there's a mineralized zone here because of all the rock. You got quite a bit of oxidized rock, and then you have nothing above, and then below the exposure is the same. So we got a few here with little bits of chalcopyrite on them. A little bit of pyrite there. And here's a nice sample. So here's that sample there. Okay, so here's your exposure. Starts over there, continues over here. You got Gossan right in here. This outcrop goes to the edge there, but your Gossan is primarily in here. So what we want to do is take a sample across the base of this here. We'll bag it, see if there's anything in it when we pan it out. We'll take a quick look down here, see if we can find any mineralized samples we're sending in as well. So your Gossan here, right here, we found some nice mineralized samples which still have quite a bit of sulfides in it actually. You can see everything in here is just completely gone, deteriorated. All your sulfides have leached out. But over here, we found a nice hunk which is still loaded with sulfides. So we've done an assay for this place before, and gold, silver, copper. If I remember right, I think there was some zinc in here as well. So I think what we'll do is, this is probably a better sample than we got before. We'll send this in for an analysis. We're going to do a ICP mass spec with fire assay for that AU. And we're also going to take a bunch of this fine material down here and do a pan. So I'm going to pull our sample from here below this material on your subcrop, where nothing can get past. So I've been working this side outcrop a little bit, right beside the Gossan, pulling a bunch off. It's fairly brittle, getting a lot of the Gossan off, and we're finding some more solid samples as we go back in a bit. So you have pyrite, chalcopyrite, and you also have some pyrrhotite in there. So we're going to catalog a sample from here. So we went in a bit farther. We've removed about a half a ton of material. Everything's super easy to take away. So it's easy to move this material. Took about 10 minutes, and we're already getting into some nice, decent rock here. So what it looks like is you have quartzite with mineral. So here's a little sample we pulled off. So you can see lots of sulfides. So you got a bit of quartzite in there, but this rock in behind looks more like skarn to me. So we're going to pull this sample off, and between those two we're going to send them in for an analysis, see what kind of values we get out of that. So you can see just loaded with sulfides now. Pyrrhotite, chalcopyrite, pyrite, maybe even a little bit of sphalerite in there. Another sample here. This one's looking really nice. Even farther back in, I'd say the rock is 80% sulfides, a bit of skarn, a bit of quartzite intrusions in there. Perfect sample. Alright, so we got another sample here. So we haven't exactly made up our mind which ones we're going to be sending in for analysis right now. So we'll mark them in the video so you know when we actually do send it in. So before we go, I just thought I'd show this. You can see copper colored. What we have here is copper as a native element. So it looks like what you got is some pyrite in there as well. Maybe some chalcopyrite, but definitely copper as a native element. This is rhyolitic tuff. We found this right in here. We are about 15 meters away from our Gossan showing up there. So you got a change in your host rock, so maybe somewhere in here you have a contact zone with some nice mineral. So we'll definitely have to explore that further. But for now, let's head down and go do some panning of that sample. So we're just down here by the creek. We'll quickly pan off that material and see if there's anything in there. Big uprooted tree here. Alright, we got our material here. Let's pan her out. Add the rest of the material in. Alrighty, you can see there's hordes of sulfides in there. A lot of sulfides in there. I think I see a few specks, but I don't know if it is. If it is, it's really fine. But you do have sulfides in there. We do kind of expect that, though, with the kind of ore that's on that outcrop. Lots of sulfides. I would say maybe a couple specks of gold. We'll see what the samples says. So there's not much free gold in here, if there is any. But you may have some gold in your sulfides. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.